Thank you, David. Let's move on now to your book. The type for asking the hard questions, except for data. In the kind of media analyst Kerry Allen
has developed as such a kind of leader of dictionaries and books in general in China. Majority of them are really.
And I have heard words, but it's the first time QR code that. How do you say it?
QR code is literally the way it's broken down is R way ma.
R way ma.
Yeah, that's good.
This is my first lesson. I think I'm going to be a star pupil. All right, hit me with another one. I'm feeling confident.
Yeah.
If only I had some. Any more?
Screenshot into Chinese
at all. It's amazing, isn't it, how popular this dictionary is? It's ubiquitous and a big brand in China. Apparently, it was described by the Guinness World of Records as one of the best.
Everybody. How China's media develops just on the basis of which words are not included as much as which are included. So China has traditionally tried to avoid any new digital terms, for example, like sex, are still very much taboo and not included in the dictionary.
China is a very different landscape. At Twitter, it looks completely different. Fans or followers
and released, and very much centered around the idea that as much as any other language.
So the social media might look, what do they call it? It sold its remaining stake in the laptop, who told me a wonderful story of love at first. Laptop managed to unlock.
And the bomb that changed our world forever.
The first atomic bomb.
Episode 2.
Had been concerned about another common symptom of COVID-19. Of the technique is to deliberately inject microbubbles into blood vessels in the arm, which can show by the brain.
So they're part of the technique that the blood flow through blood vessels in the brain. You can see the actual blood flow through the brain.
This acute. Increasingly, the evidence is that
pandemic, we tend to really think in terms of death as the only bad outcome, and if you survive it, then...
And I have to say I agree. Let's finish with a bang. Briefly outshine an entire galaxy.
Planets like the Earth, and this telescope is just so big, it allows us to see such fantastic detail. And we found hotter than everything else by a significant amount. It was chemically different. It was a blob of gas and dust. It was shining with a brightness of 100 stars. And we just didn't know what would be in that supernova that could make a blob of gas and dust shine so brightly, except for the size of the system. And we couldn't see any more detail than that. So we don't quite know if it really is something the size of a city heating it up.
Concepts are different from what we think on Earth.
Yeah, so the dust cloud itself is actually 35 Kelvin, which is 35 degrees above absolute zero of temperature.
Talking about millions of degrees.
The neutron star has it's not generating any new power, it just has its hot energy. It's perfect because you kind of have this surrounded by this dust, and it is, but no, not the energy that we see that we need to heat up the dust cloud. It looks instrument because pulsations themselves, as the neutron star rotates rapidly, provides more energy than we see. So we don't think it's pulsating right now, or if it is, it's far weaker than anything we see in
visible.
It would be much, much, much brighter, much hotter. The dust cloud is so big and dense, full of dust, it wouldn't be getting through even if it was there. So we can use radio telescopes to search for those pulsating signatures that tell us it's a rotation is just too thick. We have to that might see this happen. As it does, it gets thinner, and so it might reveal the neutron star underneath, or it might reveal first these pulsations if there's any kind of holes in the cloud of dust as it expands. But given the current speed, we're looking at least a few decades.
Till then, do seek out sips.com. And for now, that's it from me, Roland Pease, and producer Gillian Siddle.
Here on the BBC World Service, we ask, will the pandemic unite the world or tear it apart?
I think we're going to see trade war bad to worse.
It's impossible to tell. There is both a good path and a bad path.
It's all about government policy.
I'm Isaac. RTL. To find out more, just go to DRM.
The BBC and Radio Monty